The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran. You have two lives, the one you're currently living and the one where you fully engaged your unique skills and talents and accomplished amazing results in your personal and professional lives. This second life encompasses your wildest dreams for your future. You're highly productive, and the results of your efforts have lifted you above the competition. So why aren't you living this life now? What holds you back from achieving your potential is a lack of a structured plan to accomplish your goals. When you implement the concepts of the 12-week year, you'll strive to achieve one goal at a time for 12 weeks, and you'll get more done in less time. Change your perspective to change your life. You've heard people say that knowledge is power, but this is not wholly accurate. Knowledge without action is just a bunch of ideas, and change doesn't happen from ideas alone. The key to reaching your creative and productive potential is execution. When you consistently execute on your knowledge, you move from average achiever to top performer. Annualization versus periodization. In your personal and professional lives, you tend to set goals based on an annual plan of attack. New Year's resolutions begin in January and aim to create the desired change by the end of the year. Likewise, organizations set productive goals annually and tend to do annual reviews of their progress. This view is called annualized thinking and actually hinders your progress. Annualized thinking creates a perspective on your workflow that there is all the time in the world to meet your year-end goals. This idea becomes your mantra until you reach October, when suddenly your deadline begins to loom. Most organizations achieve 40% of their productivity in the last 60 days of the year because of the end-of-the-year push. Employees suddenly become focused on only those tasks that lead to the intended results, and a new sense of urgency motivates their productive output. But why wait a whole year to feel this heightened level of productivity? Rather than redefining your workflow at the end of the year, redefine your timeline to shorter periods to encourage high productivity every day of the year. This idea is the definition of periodization and the backbone of the 12-week year. Periodization means taking long-term goals and restructuring them into progressive steps to be taken during focused 12-week periods. When you focus for 12 weeks on maximizing one aspect of your annualized plan, your deadline is always in sight, which helps you push past your productive limits and motivates you to achieve more immediate results. Learning the 12-week plan of attack is easy, but implementing it is hard. Therefore, to successfully move through an optimized 12-week plan, you must form a significant connection with your goals. The 12-week plan includes 5 disciplines for how to create and reach your goals and 3 principles to help you maintain the right mindset as you move through the process. Discipline 1. Create a compelling vision. A compelling vision is your idea of your best life. Whatever you envision for your future, whether it's a bigger status in business, a higher income, or more satisfaction in life, your vision should be significantly greater than your current life. When you imagine a world where you have everything you want, no matter how outlandish, you're more emotionally invested in making that future come true. And emotional investment is needed to help push through the struggles encountered along your journey to bring your future to fruition. An emotional connection with your long-term goal encourages you to do what is necessary to achieve it. You also activate the part of your brain responsible for cognitive reasoning, and it will begin forming new pathways based on your vision. Your heightened thoughts begin the process of strengthening your beliefs, which helps quiet the part of your brain that triggers fear of change and failure. Your vision must be big enough to activate both parts of your brain because without the fear, you won't be pushed to achieve your greatest potential. Your compelling vision will evolve through 4 stages of belief. Impossible. Your vision won't seem reachable when you first dream it because you won't know how to make it happen. But you don't need to know how yet. The question to ask first is, what if everything I wanted came true? This question starts your neurons firing and forming pathways of possibility. Possible. The more you continue to imagine all the benefits of your new life, the stronger your neural pathways regarding that life become. As those pathways strengthen, your belief in your dream strengthens until you feel like you could actually attain it. Probable. After you move into believing your future is probable, you start to focus on how you can achieve it. The steps you begin to develop to achieve your vision become your plan of attack. And with a good plan, you start to truly believe your dreams will come true. Given, you now see exactly what to do to shape your life into what you want it to be. And you believe your dream is inevitable because you can see exactly how you will get there. How to create a compelling vision. To create your vision, set 3 levels of goals. Your long-term goal will include the improvements you want to make in your spiritual, personal, professional, financial, and relational arenas of life. Dream big about the life you want to truly trigger your brain to react. Once you have your long-term vision, think about what you need to accomplish over the next 3 years to make that dream a reality. Which objectives need to be accomplished first, and what are the steps needed to achieve those objectives? Be as specific and detailed as possible. Finally, when you have your short-term objectives and necessary actions in place, you're ready to set your first goal for your first 12-week plan. You should only focus on 1 or 2 goals within each 3-month period, so make sure the goal you choose is appropriate as a jumping-off point to achieve the other goals down the line. Discipline 2. Plan your execution. There are several advantages in the 12-week year over the 12-month year. Those advantages include increased predictability, increased focus, and an improved structure in your workflow. You create more predictability when you're only looking 3 months down the line. Your plan becomes action-based because you're able to envision exactly what you'll need to do over the next 12 weeks, instead of making assumptions about behaviors 6, 8, or 11 months from now. And your focus on one goal, rather than multiple objectives, supports this predictability. Finally, the shorter time frame and more narrow focus help you break down the necessary tasks into weekly, then daily, steps. Your plan becomes structured to optimize your time and energy. Every day counts. Each week and day become important when you shift your focus from year-long progress to 3-month progress. You know you can't have too many unproductive weeks if you only have 12 to accomplish your goal. Therefore, you start to live more in the moment because you're clear on which steps you need to complete that day to make progress the next day. Write your 12-week goal and plan of achievement on paper so you can ground it in reality and refer to it when needed. Use the following criteria. 1. Make your tasks specific and measurable. Your actions need to be quantified and qualified so they can be analyzed to track your progress over the 12 weeks. 2. Keep your tasks positive. Write the goals in a way that promotes wins rather than losses. Rather than state, reduce errors by 25%, write, increase success rate by 75%. 3. Set tasks that stretch your abilities. Challenge yourself enough to stay motivated and execute at a high level, but manageable enough to not frustrate your efforts. 4. Promote accountability. Take ownership of your process to ensure you follow through on the plan you've created. 5. Create deadlines. Set clear deadlines for when each task needs to be completed. Deadlines motivate you to work harder and keep you accountable. Discipline 3. Control your process. A solid weekly routine is needed to guide your actions and keep track of your progress so you're always moving in the right direction. 3 aspects of process control will help you move forward on your journey to greatness: a weekly plan, peer support, and progress measures. The latter is a separate discipline and will be discussed in the following section. An ideal weekly plan. After you determine the steps required to achieve your 12-week goal, break them down into weekly goals. Your weekly plan should clearly dictate which tasks are required daily to generate the necessary results and foundation for further progress. Take time at the beginning of each week to go over the plan, and after 1 week, use this time to review the progress made the week before. With a strategic schedule, you'll never question what you should be doing, and you'll have a sense of urgency to perform the necessary tasks because of consistent deadlines. Peer support. Form a peer support group to motivate you and keep you accountable. When you know your work will be evaluated by others, you're more likely to work harder to produce high-quality results. Discipline 4. Measure your progress. You can't know if you're progressing toward your goal if you don't evaluate your progress along the way. The beauty of the 12-week plan is that you don't have to wait until the end of the year to check your progress. You'll have this information after 3 months to either improve upon or build on during the next 12-week period. Furthermore, you'll be able to see how far along in your process you are and make any necessary adjustments. Track your performance by tallying the number of tasks you've successfully accomplished each week. Score your progress using 2 different measures, lag and lead indicators. Lag indicators are the end results of your actions, or your main goal for the 12 weeks. Lead indicators are the actions taken to reach that goal. For instance, if you set a goal to increase your organization's income by 12%, your percentage increases experienced each week are your lag indicators. The lead indicators for your 12% increase would be more sales calls, increased product development, or increased marketing tactics. Both indicators help you measure how well you're working toward your goal. If you're not on track, you have the data needed to determine whether the problem is with the process or the execution. The following example helps clarify this process. To increase your company's profits by 12%, you set weekly goals for a 1% increase. But after 3 weeks, your profits have only increased 2%. The lag indicator is off, so now you turn to the lead indicators. You add up the accomplished tasks and receive a score of 85% achievement. This is a high percentage of productivity, so your actions are not the problem. Now you know that you may need to set higher goals and can adjust your plans to increase production expectations. In contrast, if you score 50% achievement, you know you aren't executing to the level necessary for goal achievement. With this knowledge, you can determine if the tasks for each week are realistic for you or whether you just need to focus more and work harder. Without proper measures, you can't get the feedback required to optimize your efforts. Don't look at low scores as failures, but rather markers pointing to a need for improvement. Discipline 5. Manage your time effectively. The world is full of distractions that steal your focus from high-priority tasks. In fact, studies show that most workers lose 11 hours of productivity a week because of the time it takes to refocus after bouncing back and forth between work and distractions. There are 3 blocks of time you should schedule into your weekly plan to help you stay focused: strategic, buffer, and breakout blocks. The strategic block. The strategic block is one 3-hour chunk of time per week dedicated to your 12-week plan. During this block, you commit to only working on priority tasks. Spend a few minutes reflecting on your vision to help sharpen your focus, and spend another few minutes reviewing your plan and progress data to see how you're doing. The rest of the time should be put toward the necessary daily tasks to reach your weekly goal. The buffer block. The buffer block is a time to work on the miscellaneous activities that disrupt your workflow. When you group these activities into one chunk of time, you reduce the frustration of constant interruptions and the time wasted when you perform these tasks at random moments. Check emails, answer phone calls, meet with employees, read the news, and respond to communications for 30 minutes to 1 hour once or twice a day, depending on the nature of the activities. The breakout block. The breakout block is a 3-hour period of rest to allow your mind and spirit to rejuvenate. Rest is essential for maintaining a strong focus when you're working. If you don't recuperate, you'll burn out and give up on your plan. At first, start with 1 breakout block a month until you're confident you have a strong work ethic regarding your 12-week plan. After that, schedule these weekly. Take a hike, watch TV, spend time with friends and family, or engage in other activities that relax you so you can come back to work energized and focused. The model week. Your model week is an elaboration of your weekly plans of attack. At the beginning of each week, after your reflection, peer support meeting, and measurement analyses, write down everything you have to accomplish in your work and personal life that week. Then, add those activities to your weekly calendar. First, schedule your strategic block on a day you know you'll have the time to focus for 3 hours. Then, schedule your buffer blocks each day. If you are including a breakout block that week, pencil that in. Finally, schedule the rest of your activities, including the 12-week plan activities, for each of the 7 days. Make planning your model week a routine. You'll be more organized and focused for success if you intentionally manage your time on a weekly basis. Principle 1. Be accountable. Now that you know the 5 ways to reach your goals, let's look at 3 principles to help you stay focused. Accountability is your recognition that you control your future by making the right choices. But too often, people make excuses or blame circumstances for their failure to accomplish their goals. Stop looking outward for motivation and validation and take ownership of your fate. Here are 4 ways to build more accountability in your life. Stop being a victim. When you notice you're making excuses or whining about how unfair life is, stop and adjust your thinking. Focus on what you can control and put your energy into those activities. Don't complain. Complaints can lead to despair, and despair can lead to depression. Think positive thoughts to lead a positive life. Change your behavior. If you aren't getting the results you want, you can't keep doing the same thing. Be willing to do different things to get different results. Engage with positive people. If you surround yourself with victims, you'll be infected by their negativity. Seek out others who are accountable and on journeys of discovery. Principle 2. Follow through on commitments. The most important aspect of exceptional execution is a commitment to execute. Accountability is the ownership of your actions, and commitment is a promise to perform those actions. When you commit and follow through, you not only gain discipline, confidence, and self-respect but also trust in your discipline, which breeds willpower. You can develop a strong sense of commitment if you develop the following components. A strong desire. You must want something badly enough to force you to act even when you're afraid, frustrated, or tired. This aspect of commitment is why an emotional connection with your compelling vision is so important. Keystone actions. There may be many ways to reach your goals, but only 1 or 2 are the best actions to take at certain times. When you get clear on what those keystone actions are, you're more likely to follow through on performing them. Knowledge of the costs. Commitment will require sacrifice to follow through, and knowing the sacrifices ahead of time will help you manage them when they come up. An off switch for emotions. True commitment is hard work, and it will challenge your stamina and discipline. Find a way to shut down your negative feelings so you can maintain your motivation and progress. Types of commitment. Promises are either explicit or implicit. Explicit promises are those you're aware of, such as promises made to yourself or verbalized to others. Implicit promises are assumed behaviors based on types of relationships: a partner's fidelity, a parent's love, or a boss's support and leadership. When you lose trust in someone, or vice versa, it's because either an explicit or implicit promise was broken. The problem is that each promise comes with 2 different kinds of intentions. The stated intention is the verbalized commitment you make. You're aware of your intention to follow through, or else you wouldn't have made the promise. But below the surface are hidden intentions, or the costs related to your stated intention. Subconsciously, you know what following through will cause you to lose, and you unknowingly fight against your best intentions. There are a few things you can do to decrease the power of these hidden intentions. Make your word count. When you give your word or make an explicit commitment, your integrity is on the line. Put stock in your word and commit to always maintaining a high level of integrity in your actions. Weigh the costs before committing. Consider the related sacrifices before you make promises so you can determine whether you're actually able or willing to follow through. Make a commitment to commit. You must push through discomfort or excuses that hinder your actions. Don't break your promise to keep your promises. Principle 3. Be great in the moment. To create a better work-life balance, you tend to multitask to engage with more activities. But when you engage with everything, you're really engaging with nothing. Accept that you can't do it all, and learn to intentionally imbalance your energy so the most important tasks are being completed. Strive for greatness. Success is not a destination but how you work through the journey to get to the destination. You become great the moment you prioritize what's important to create the life you want. Let certain responsibilities go and put your energy into the tasks that have a real impact on your life. The small steps you make toward your goal in the moment will combine to create your magnificent vision. The end result is merely a manifestation of your greatness to date. The first 12 weeks. Your first 12-week period is the most important one because it will show you what you're made of and teach you how to be more successful in the future. You'll experience your first encounters with emotional resistance, impatience for results, confused or overloaded goals or plans, and the pull of your familiar life. But if you can overcome these obstacles, you'll have more confidence to continue working toward your goal and reaching it. And you'll also have your progress data to help you revise your next 12 weeks for greater success. Your first 12 weeks will unfold in the following way. Weeks 1 to 4. You build the habit of following your plan in these weeks. Stay focused on the disciplines and principles of the 12-week plan to keep you motivated for optimal execution. How you move through these weeks will determine how you move through the remaining 8. Weeks 5 to 8. The novelty of the plan will have worn off, but the deadline is still weeks away. You'll lack urgency in your actions and be more vulnerable to distractions. Fortify your willpower during these weeks and evaluate your measures to make any necessary adjustments that allow you to finish strong. Weeks 9 to 12. You'll start to see some of the benefits of your hard work at this point. You might not be exactly where you want to be, but if you've been scoring 85% or higher during your weeks, you're close and have the foundation for how to plan your next 12 weeks.